Well, hey dudes, welcome back to another weird and wacky episode of World Building. I am he, the host, Model Monstrosities. So, in this video, I wanted to make a, building, but, you probably seen it in the thumbnail. So I peeled some plastic off of some XPS foam, which is meant for insulating houses, I think. Then I wanted to cut it down to size. Now, I don't always like using XPS foam for bases, because I like to imagine my dioramas and miniatures and stuff will last, but sometimes I'm not sure how to get the right size. That utility knife I was using there, it worked really good. I guess if you did it right, maybe it'd work really good for the size. And it worked really good for me, but only after repaired it a little bit because I kind of messed up the sides a bit. At least one, it's kind of. But here I was making the walls. I used cardboard and some foam board. Foam board is just some thin foam. Yeah. I also used some pins to hold it together before I glued it, and I also hot glued it together. Cut out a doorway, which turned out kind of wonky, but that's alright. It's supposed to look like a wonky building, sort of. Anyway, then I used some spackling, some lightweight spackle, and I smoothed it over the whole surface. Okay, I didn't really smooth it. Yeah, there I had gloves on. Yeah, if you're gonna do something like this, definitely you should put some gloves on. I kind of actually made it look a little messy in some places on purpose, I think, because I'm trying to make it look like concrete. Now, I'm not 100% sure if it being this thin and not being concrete blocks, just being, concrete, is, what's the word? Is that possible? It probably is, but I don't know if it'd be very strong. Anyway, then I got some EVA foam. EVA foam is like a cheap craft foam, and I used a ballpoint pen and engraved is probably not the right word, indented some lines on it to make some metal plate shapes. It doesn't look realistic, but it looks okay. So I used a tracing wheel to trace out, or actually, it's not really tracing out, but make some rivets on it to make it look like, it's bolted in or screwed in or something, I don't know. Then I got out a post for the garage area, which is not really a garage, it's kind of just a roof and a post, sorta. There I put a board across it. A plastic board, which I got from that model kit box, miscellaneous parts, in the background a little bit there, which I got for $5. So that was a really good price for that. Lots of good stuff in there. Good stuff for me. I mean, I don't know if many people would consider it a lot of good stuff, but it was a good deal. There is a little truck, and I stole the tires from here. That little thing. I thought they looked better. Anyway, I was going to do some painting. There it is. I gave it some primer stuff. There is some red paint. Painted that over it. Did multiple layers. I got out some model parts. I'm not sure. The one there is not for building specifically. That was actually meant for a model car that had lost a lot of parts. So I just used it for parts. I also used a sprue a little bit too. One of the sprues. Then I used some more spackle, and I think I did the floor. Now I was trying a little bit. I mixed in some water. Help thin it out. Yeah, I probably should have put gloves on. If you're going to do something messy, you should put gloves on. And I was doing a little bit of painting. I did the concrete. The concrete, I painted it kind of like a lighter gray on that wall. I did a darker gray. I just did it mixed up. But it looked reasonably like concrete when I was done. And not the whole building is concrete. Some of it's, the metal, and then there's the cardboard that's like missing paper. It's supposed to look like maybe corrugated metal. Yeah, I just did some painting and stuff. And then I did some dry brushing. White works pretty good on the concrete for the dry brushing, or a really, really light gray. And then I twisted together some wires and put parts of applesauce covers on them. And it looked kind of like a robot arm and hand when I was done. Kind of like an unfinished project or something. I don't know if it's his project or if someone was paying him to fix it. I don't know. I mean, I'm not even sure how this robotics repair shop really works. But I also made the hands out of some wooden beads, some wire, and some hemispherical rhinestones. Now the wire I'm using there is like actual wire, just scrap wire and stuff. I thought it worked pretty good. And after this, I gave that the applesauce covers. I gave them a coating of primer, as I'm doing there. Make sure you get the mold release off before you do that, though, because otherwise the paint or primer might start to peel away, even before or after it dries. I learned to get the mold release off from Attention Span Labs. So thank you, Attention Span Labs. Painted the metal with some black. Now, it's a technique I've used for a while. I think it might be more widely known than I realized when I first figured it out, but you paint it with black. What do you want to paint? Metallic, kind of like just a light silver metal color. And do a light layer of silver. The lighter the layer, the less glossy it will, but maybe the more worn it will look. And then I wanted to paint the arm and the hand. So I mixed some green with some brown, and it got kind of a military green, sorta. And then I painted that on it, and then I made a light tanny color for the wood. And then I dry brushed an even lighter one on. Painted the grill of the truck. I didn't do a whole lot of show a whole lot of truck, but there it is. Added some rust. And then I put on a mix of some plaster stuff and sand. Alright, so you may have noticed it says Cole's robotics repair on the sign. Cole is a character I made in a previous video, in my Making Minis video. He is a member of the Dune Riders, which are some people that, they're kind of like mercenaries. But if you want to learn more about them, you know, go watch that video. But, this is his place. I made the other guy's place, the robotic arm dude's place, in a different video too. That was the little shop. So maybe go check those two videos out if you want to know a little bit more about that group. So I painted some of the foam board black. That's foam board. There I got my hands all covered in black paint. Well, obviously not completely covered, but I was painting some toothpicks. If you're going to do something like that, maybe wear gloves or something. So I got a piece of cardboard and some other casting powder on it, mixed with some water. Then I made the sign there. But also just gluing on top of a silicone mat, because, super glue. But, then I painted the roof gray. And then dry brushed it with a sort of white. It was sort of dry brushing. And after putting the sign on, I believe that would be a build completed. This is my place. I like to repair stuff sometimes. Maybe not really. But, you know, it would be great if you subscribe to Model Monstrosity's channel and liked it. And Model Monstrosity's got a lot of subscribers and likes and stuff. Because that would be, yeah, that'd be
I think that would be good. Yeah. Anyway, I should probably get back to repairing robots. Merry Christmas.